Hi, so it's been a minute. So I'm constantly in rooms where you're kind of asked to perform or to prove that you're an entrepreneur worth their salt, or you're a creative person on whom money should be put, etc. And these are very interesting rooms because these are rooms who are extremely well funded. They are very well positioned to fund whatever catches their fancy. And what I'm realizing, what catches their fancy is what is safe, but a certain element of hurt attached to it. So, how do you assess if somebody is entrepreneurial or creative? Because both are more or less the same paths, because the path is of being sovereign more than anything else. And these are people who typically will end up seeking freedom more than being bound. So, project by project, idea by idea, that's the way to look at it. An entrepreneurial person or a creative person by default will be a critical thinker, and they will be able to present the arguments or criticality of thought in a very, very subtle, calm way. They will not really shout it from the rooftops. You will see a certain energy about them, which will be, when it comes to this part of their life, they'll be very, very calm. They may not be like that in other parts of their life, because this is the knowing. They know that this matters. So that's one very, very big giveaway of being entrepreneurial. I think the second giveaway that I always find is the ability to not follow the tried and tested. They have this inherent need to kind of follow follow this non-logical but intrinsic to them kind of a path, and which is a very easy tell of if somebody is actually creative, actually entrepreneurial, because it would have been easy to follow what was told, because there would have been social acceptance, there would have been you would have been likable, you would have fitted in better, your parents would have had to tell less stories about you which were made up, frankly, nothing more. It'll be easier because there is money, position, all of that at the end of it, and the cost will be at a soul level or emotional cost. It's not like there is no soul or emotional cost in the entrepreneurial path, but it's just a self-paid cost. So as long as you know that you're paying it for yourself, you can more or less make peace with it. Most people are okay with that. Also, there is a certain resilience to an entrepreneur. They would kind of have this. I keep saying this, a glow about them, despite having gone through life's vagaries, because they kind of chose this for themselves. What when you choose, you kind of become indestructible, you become resilient, and that is what is that you look for, not the fact that they got funded or they got lucky or they have this hit film or a hit content. All of those things are fine. These are also very quiet self workers. They work a lot on themselves. Every time you meet them, you kind of feel like, oh, where have they gone? Have they gone deeper? Have they gone further? And typically they have. Somebody who doesn't move and he keeps telling the same story over a period of time, you kind of realize is talentless and actually is pretending to be either whether creative or entrepreneurial, and that's a red flag. People who sound and look the same for many, many years, the deep work is not happening, and that's not where entrepreneurship lives, that's not where creativity lives. So yeah, some tells, and look for the intrinsic. Don't worry so much about the performative. I am more and more getting turned off by the stage and by the loudspeaker and by the mouthpieces, and do it quietly, build it quietly. Aim for freedom. There's a lot of it.